Hello everyone, welcome to session 2 with the founder. This is Questions and Reason. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Let's have a conversation around issues. Today I want to talk about a couple of topics. First and foremost, Operation Dudula. I want to start by saying I like people who take action, who don't want to wait for authorities or governments to do things. But if the issue is around undocumented immigrants, then we're going at it the wrong way. We cannot take down the statue of Cecil Rhodes, yet defend his legacy and principle. What am I talking about? I'm talking about state formation or borders. I don't need a government document to tell me that a person from Matabele land is my brother, is my sister, is an uncle, or a person from Swaziland or Mozambique, Zimbabwe, the Namib, or Lesotho. I mean, if I'm gonna depend on a document that the government has given somebody for me to be able to accept them, then I have no love for my brother. Now I want to talk about colonial projects. The whole issue around tribalism, right? It's a colonial project. Why am I saying this? There was a system called homelands. So in order for us to be separated or divided, the Xhosas were sent to the Transkei, the Tswanas to Buputatswana, and so on and so forth, so that we cannot come together and solve our problems. We cannot come together and, when we are merged together, that's when we are the most strongest. So it is a colonial project that I get to look at somebody who is Tswana and I hate on that person just because they're Tswana or they're Tsonga or they're Zulu or whatever tribe they are from. What we need to be doing is we need to be taking the statue of Cecil Rhodes down in principle. In principle. Borders were not there before. In fact, if you look at most of Africans were nomads. This means that they would be able to travel from South Sudan all the way to Zaire, and then from Zaire then they would move all the way down, freely so, because they were looking for opportunities. If we wanna fight the issue of undocumented immigrants, then we should help, because we see that the capacity of Home Affairs is not exciting. I mean, if you go to Maravastad and see all the people that are looking for asylum or asylum seekers, it's a crazy situation. People sleep at Home Affairs for days, and in order for somebody to be processed, sometimes a brown envelope or a bribe is given in order for the person to be processed and be in the system. Not only that, we have seen government employees, they are not really dedicated to serving us. They will tell you I'm on lunch. They will tell you you need to wait. They don't really work hard to serve us as the people. So how would we go about it? Let's talk to governments to say, we see that the capacity of Home Affairs cannot handle the influx of immigrants. So what we should do is, let's have mini Home Affairs around Kasis, around cities, everywhere in the country, with volunteers from Operation Dudula, for example, to what? to be able to process our brothers, to be able to process immigrants who are running from starvation or whatever it is that they're running from, because no one will leave their home willingly and then try to seek asylum without a severe situation. So that is just my take on that. If the issue is around unemployment or the fact that labor brokers are employing, illegal immigrants for cheap labor, then this method of processing as many immigrants as possible will be able to what? To lower that impact, to take away from that power. I mean, we've seen a situation where the Sothos are fighting the Zimbabweans and so forth because of law brokers, because farms were employing illegal immigrants and giving them little money. So this will be taking away from that power. Then we get toward the issue of employment. Then we'll deal with that after everybody is processed. I believe that for Africa to be great, we have to get rid of the borders. Let us have a United States of Africa. If you listen to the song by Damian Marley, Land of Promise, you will hear what I'm really trying to talk about here. So I appeal to all Africans everywhere, Africans living abroad. Africa needs your expertise. We need your brain. We need manpower. Let us come back to Africa and let us fix our own issues without fights, but through conversations, through collaborations. And I wanna be able to do business in Algeria or Libya or Morocco or wherever it is in Africa without me being concerned about people attacking my business facilities. That will be awesome. And number two, I wanna talk about women rights. We know that it's gonna be Women Day very soon, I think on Tuesday or so. Well, if you look at the history around women, the identity of a woman was attacked from the beginning of time. Even in the British common law, a woman was a property of the father until that property was passed down to the husband. Imagine a whole law identifying you as a property. So women rights have really come a long way. For them to be able to be recognized as peers. But this was done intentionally so that when women taste power, they can feel like they no longer need a man. I no longer need a man for 1, 2, 3, 4, or all these other mentalities that the new age is giving us. But if a woman understands the true identity of a woman, then we will have, I believe, a much better society, a much more balanced society, because they don't understand their true identity. They want to identify themselves through the inherited thinking from our grandparents and our great-grandparents because of the way they were treated. Then we have an issue once the rights are being, tasted. I also want to talk about Lobola. What is Lobola? A lot of people don't understand that Lobola is not an African concept. Lobola is a spiritual concept. There is dowry done everywhere in the world because of people who are spiritual and understand spirituality in a way. So what is dowry? Dowry is a law that governs the formation of a family. How a family is formed, it is formed through what? A dowry. When you look at the spiritual realm, a woman is killed in a way. The identity of a woman in the previous family unit, or the kraal, or whatever you want to call it, is killed, and then there is what we call a rebirth. So you are born again. The concept of being born again, which a lot of people don't understand. The woman is then born again in a new house, in a new family, in a new kraal, with a new identity, meaning that there is nothing connecting her to the ancestral place that she's from. Nothing connecting her to what? To the previous kraal. That is why the people of old did not believe in divorce, because they believed that this is our new child. How do you get rid of your child? That doesn't make sense. In the Christian faith, what God did is he wanted to start a new family. What did he do? He had to pray, he had to pay a price. And that price was his son, Jesus Christ. So the price that he paid, he does not owe anyone. Just like when a husband pays a price to get a new bride. That's what Jesus did on the cross. And because of that price that he paid, a new family was created. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. So a new family was created, and everybody who is to accept him or to accept the price that he paid for them, what do? Just like the woman in a Lobola spiritual concept, they are now in a new identity. Their old identity is destroyed. That is why the concept of born again. Born again just means your old identity is gone. A new identity has been created, recreated. Okay, I want to talk more about Lobola, but this is just a short summary of what that is. Maybe we can talk about that more. In closing, I want to talk about these concepts that came with, the Roman Dutch law. A lot of people will say, "Nah, we don't like Christianity because they gave us Bible so that they can take away our lands." That sounds exciting, but that is not history. That is popular view or popular memory. What actually happened, the reason why Christianity took root, is because in the time of Shaka Zulu was scared of the authority that the Sangomas or the Inyangas had, because no one was questioning anything that they would say. And then he thought to himself, if these guys can turn against me and say I'm a witch, for example, then the whole community will crucify me. So what he did is he tried to discredit them. by what? By coming up with the concept of making as though things were stolen from him whilst they were not. And then he called all the Inyangas, all the Sangomas to come and try and sniff who actually stole. Out of all of them, only one was able to identify that it was King Shaka who actually staged this thing. So from that day on, the community saw this and were scared to say, all this time we were trusting these people to protect us against witchcraft. Who's gonna protect us against witchcraft now? Well, I heard Julius Malema saying witchcraft does not exist. I respect his opinion, but we cannot try to, get spiritual definitions or explanation from a carnal point of view. Witchcraft is spiritual, not carnal. Anyway, I wasn't there. So the people at the time were concerned to say, all this time we relied on the Inyangas, on the Sangomas, to be able to sniff out witchcraft. And we're not even sure anymore if they were correct. So what was the alternative that made them to be protected? It was Christianity. And most women were also tired of the concept of polygamy. Christianity came condemning polygamy, to say a man must have one wife. That is how it spread so big. All right? And the concept of surname also came with colonialism. So as much as you are saying, oh, Bible this, even your surname came through a Roman Dutch law. So there was an issue of indexing, because at the time, black people, we just know that this one is Duma, the son of Mama. This one is Tepo, the son of Jabu. But you'll find that there's so many Tepos who has Jabu as their father. So it created a lot of issue. Then the Roman Dutch law proposed to the people at the time to say, let's have surnames. And then so black people were like, what? Oh, that's a good idea. And people from different lands then decided to take their hero, for example, as their surname. Let's say their hero was Kosa, or their hero was whoever, Mkize, or something like that. Then they would what? They would say, okay, we will be, from now on, we will be called them Kizes. From now on, we will be called them Kwanazis. From now on, we'll be called the Raphashas. From now on, we'll be called the Pizzos. So as much as you wanna fight the fact that it is a white person who came with this, white people came with a lot of things. So we need to be able to say which one has helped our community. How did it make us better, if it made us better? All right, so I just wanted to highlight also that to say, listen, let us move with what is making us better. Let us change the traditions that took us backwards, and then come up with traditions or adopt traditions that makes us better as a civilization. But we cannot live in the 2000s, 30 years after democracy, and we still want to blame colonialism. Let us understand it, diagnose it, and then see what principles are actually inherited by our parents to us, so that we can be, more vigilant, so that the true fight is fought.